Today I want to focus on some of the basic terms of chemical reaction which are very essential to understand the chemical reaction clearly. Okay, let's go through this. Chemical equation, second, reactants, third, products, fourth, chemical reaction, fifth, word equation, sixth, formula equation, and balanced chemical equation. Let's talk about them one by one. At first, chemical equation. What is it exactly? An equation which shortly represents a chemical change is called chemical equation. Just for example, when hydrogen reacts with oxygen, they form water. And hydrogen is a gas which burns itself, but water doesn't burn. Oxygen is a gas which helps on burning, but water doesn't help in burning. That's why totally new substance water is formed by the reaction of hydrogen and oxygen, and this is chemical change. That's why an equation which shortly represents a chemical change is the chemical reaction. This equation is chemical equation. Let's go to second point, reactants. What is it? We can say that element or the compound that takes part in the chemical reaction are called reactants. Look at this chemical reaction in which hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water. At this time, hydrogen and oxygen are taking part in the reaction. That's why they are called reactant. Okay, next, product. What is product? Elements or the compounds which forms after the chemical reaction are called products. In the same reaction, when hydrogen and oxygen react with each other to form water, water is called the product. Hydrogen and oxygen are reactant, but water is the product. Now next, chemical reaction. Exactly what is chemical reaction? The interaction, that is the dissociation and reunion of the atoms and molecules of the elements or compounds which brings the chemical change is called chemical reaction. Whenever an element or a compound takes part in the chemical reaction, then the element and compound both dissociate first and they form atoms, and these atoms combine with each other in different setting and chemical reaction occurs. Okay, let's go to next. Word equation. What is it? A chemical equation in which the compounds and elements are represented by the words is called word equation. In the same chemical reaction, look at this. When hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form water, all these elements and compounds are represented by words. HYDROG, and hydrogen a word, oxygen another word, water another word. This type of representation of an equation, chemical equation, is called word equation. Now next, what is formula equation? When the elements or compounds are represented by their symbol or molecular formula in a chemical equation, then the equation is called formula equation. Elements take part in the chemical reaction. They are represented by symbol. If these elements are diatomic, then they are represented by molecule. And compound takes part in the chemical reaction and they are represented by their molecular formula. Then the equation is called formula equation. We can take example, hydrogen when reacts with oxygen to form water. Hydrogen is not written in word. It is represented by its molecule S2, and oxygen also represented by molecule, and water also represented by one molecule of water. This is formula equation. Now balanced chemical equation. What is it? When the number of atoms of each of the element of reactant or reactants is equal to the number of atoms of the same element in the product or products in a chemical equation, then the equation is called balanced chemical equation. It can be understood clearly with the help of example. Look at this is the reaction between hydrogen and oxygen gas to form water. In right hand side, number of oxygen atom is 2, and in the left hand side also number of oxygen atom is 2. In the same way, number of hydrogen atom in right hand side is 2 2s are 4. In the left hand side also it is 4. It means number of atoms of each of the element in right hand side, product side, and number of atoms of the same in the reactant side are if equal, then that kind of chemical equation is called balanced chemical equation. These are the basic terms related to chemical equation. Chemical equation, reactants, products, chemical reaction, word equation, formula equation, and balanced chemical equation. Okay, now I want to stop now. We'll meet in another class.